Elias Thorne, a musician haunted by creative blocks and crippling self-doubt, hunched over his worn grand piano. He'd been working on a new piece for weeks, a melody that felt both ancient and impossibly new. The notes poured from his fingertips, a torrent of sound that filled the small apartment. He felt a strange energy thrumming through the room, a tingling sensation in his bones. The music swelled, reaching a crescendo of ethereal beauty and unsettling power. Suddenly, the air grew cold, and a low hum vibrated through the floorboards. The apartment's windows rattled violently. A chilling wind swept through the room despite the closed windows. Elias felt a primal fear grip him, a terror deeper than any he'd ever experienced. The music reached a final, haunting note, and then silence. A profound, unnerving silence. A deep, resonant voice echoed from the shadows, resonating in his very soul. It spoke in a language he didn't understand, yet somehow he knew its meaning. It was an ancient being, awakened from its long slumber. The entity revealed itself slowly, a shimmering form of swirling mist and starlight, its eyes burning with an otherworldly luminescence. It was magnificent and terrifying all at once. Elias, paralyzed by fear, could only watch as the entity stretched its spectral limbs, probing the edges of reality. The creature radiated power, a palpable force that threatened to crush him. It observed Elias with cold, ancient intelligence, studying him as one might study an insect. Slowly it communicated, its voice echoing in his mind, revealing its name, Lyra, the Siren of the Abyss. Lyra explained that the melody Elias had composed was an ancient summoning ritual, a song that had lain dormant for millennia. The music had unintentionally broken its prison. Lyra wasn't inherently malevolent, but her awakening had disrupted the delicate balance of the universe. She needed Elias' help to restore that balance, a task that would require him to journey into forgotten realms and confront beings far older and more powerful than himself. Elias, a man previously consumed by his own insecurities, found a strange courage blooming within him. He agreed to help Lyra. The first step was finding the 3 lost shards of an ancient artifact, a task that would take them across the world. Their journey began that very night. They traveled through treacherous landscapes, facing supernatural threats at every turn. They encountered grotesque creatures born of shadow and nightmare, spectral guardians guarding the artifact's fragments. Elias, guided by Lyra, learned to harness his music as a weapon, using its power to repel the dark forces that opposed them. He faced his own fears and doubts, finding strength in the face of overwhelming adversity. Along the way, he discovered that Lyra, despite her immense power, wasn't entirely evil. She was lonely, exiled for centuries. He began to see a depth of compassion beneath her intimidating exterior. The 3 shards were finally located, a crystal fragment deep within an active volcano, a bone fragment hidden in a forgotten crypt, and a metallic shard submerged in the deepest ocean trench. With the shards assembled, the artifact pulsed with ancient energy, its power almost too much to bear. Elias and Lyra worked together, the musician's music harmonizing with the artifact's energies, restoring the balance to the universe. The world stabilized, the unnatural disturbances fading away. Lyra, her purpose fulfilled, prepared to return to her slumber. She thanked Elias, her voice laced with genuine gratitude. Elias, forever changed by his experience, returned to his piano, a new understanding of his craft and the universe now filling his soul. He continued to play, but the music he composed was different now. It was filled with a depth, a maturity, and a power he'd never possessed before. His self-doubt remained, but it was a smaller shadow in the light of his grand adventure. The siren's call had awakened something within him, something far greater than any musical ability.